Yo guys, what is going on? Blossom's back and welcome back to their episode of Top Drives. Now, there's a very interesting, I want to say special, almost, impressive, it could be another word to describe it, but also at the same time, like, not, okay, listen, it's no surprise, I've said this before, and I feel like this is something that Hutch is just really good at. So their ideas are good, but I feel like their execution to things are really, like, not good, sometimes even terrible. It's nothing to do with the pack. I mean, honestly, this pack, I'm gonna review it, it's pretty mid, it's not good, it's not bad though, it's not terrible, it's not like Horror Show or the one with all the Morgans. I don't remember what it's called, in Great Outdoors, right? Or something like that. I can't even remember anymore. Carbon. It was the Carbon one. It's not even that bad. It's all good. The only issue that kind of bugs me with this entire event is that a Top Drives collaboration with Carwow is actually really impressive. And I think this is something that may lead to a little bit of discussion in the comments. So if you want to share your thoughts, please feel free to do so. I think that'd be really cool. But basically, I think the collaboration and the idea of collabing with Carwow is really interesting. And they've even made this, like, you know, they made cool little thumbnails. They've made cool little challenges as well. But here's the first thing. So first of all, this is the Carwow YouTube video, I guess, that Hutch posted. And they posted it, ow, I bit my tongue. They posted it 9 days ago, and it has 8.4 thousand views. I mean, it's more views than I get from my videos, but the thing is, like, you'd think that if they're gonna do a collaboration with Carwow, a channel that gets, like, you know, 300 to 200, maybe 500,000 views, like, if I were to go to Carwow's channel right now, you would see so much more views on their videos, which I don't get. So obviously this is not posted on Carwow's channel. This is posted on the Top Drives channel. So that's the first thing. What I really would have done, and I know that this is probably going to be really, really expensive, but in hindsight, I think it would have been worth it. But I did not see Carwow post a video that they were doing a collaboration with Top Drives, and I think that, you know, that should have been the most beneficial thing. If Carwow posted a video on their YouTube channel that they're doing this collaboration, that would have been huge. But I just don't see that. I don't know, maybe they mentioned it in a video, but they didn't name it in the title or anything like that. Here's the other thing, I don't actually watch Carwow. I know of it, and I might watch a video once every month if I see a dragways of cars, consisting of cars that I actually enjoy. But I'm not the kind of person that watches Carwow every day. I think Matt from Carwow, this might offend some people. It's just my personal opinion, okay? This is nothing to do with anything. This is not an insult, no. It's just that the way that Matt speaks, I find a little weird to listen to. Like, the way that he talks, like, he never ends a sentence. The way that Matt ends sentences is kind of like, so, I saw a BMW. It's pretty good. You know, it has a V8 engine with 5.0 liters. It's all right. You know, it's like the way that he says it always ends with a higher pitch, not a lower pitch. Like I said, this is completely personal. But to me, it's like, I like watching people with really encapsulating or very, like, encompassing, if that's even the right word to use in the situation, voice, you know, with a really intriguing voice. And, you know, like Doug DeMuro, every time he goes, this, oh, that gets me every time. Anyway, so that's one of the reasons why I don't watch Carwow every day. But so I don't know if they said it in the video, but they didn't name it in the video or title video. But I think it would have been huge if they actually had, you know, that just same video. They could have just posted the same video that they posted on the Top Drive channel on the Carwow channel. That would have been amazing, you know. But I digress. Like, I don't know. I just think the execution could be better, because, like, if you're just gonna post a Carwow collaboration on your video, on your channel, and I mean, like, the Top Drives Hutch channel, then are you really actually getting new players? Because if you're posting it only on your channel, then for the most part, the only people watching it are going to be people that already play the game. I mean, so yeah, it is somewhat impressive, because at least it tells the players, this services the players that are already playing Top Drives that, you know, Top Drives and Hutch is actually trying to do something different, and they're actually trying to, you know, splash at least some of the cash to get a collaboration with Carwow. Like, all of that is really impressive. That's good. It shows that Hutch is trying to do something new, and that's cool and all. But, like, I just feel like if their end goal was trying to get, like, a bunch of new players, then posting this video just on their channel wasn't going to do anything, because if you're subscribed to the Top Drives YouTube channel, then chances are you're already playing the game, or you know about the game. You want to get new people to come, right? So that's the first thing. All right, then the second thing is, what if they actually did get new people to come? What if Hutch actually did splash the cash and, you know, they somehow managed to get Carwow to even post a promotional video on their channel about the game? Then obviously a lot of new players would want to download and play the game. And if that were to happen, then this challenge is a really bad way to introduce players to the game. And I think in some ways, I do believe that Hutch does want new players, and they do think that because of this collaborations, new players will play the game. Because I remember when they announced this collaboration in their post, they said that like the first 4 challenges out of the 6 challenges, or the first 3 challenges out of the 5, I can't remember what it was anymore, but like the first set of challenges were really easy because this was geared towards newer players, and I get that, right? This could have been a challenge that was super easy, geared towards new players, but then again, if you're trying to make a challenge for new players, you got to put your best foot forward. At least in my opinion, you got to give the best impression of yourself. And in the current challenges, the awards that you get, the first award that you get is a Volvo V90 T6 all-wheel drive, and the second one that you get is a BMW 1 Series M Coupe. And then I think you do like, get like this crappy Audi RS6. So yeah, I mean, in my personal opinion, and I think you do get the Honda Civic Type R, and yes, I'm putting them in where I think they actually are in terms of rank, so, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's the thing, if you're getting a bunch of new players in the game, I feel like the prizes should be a little bit more enticing and a little bit more interesting, because I feel like if you're a brand new player and they see that the grand prize is an Audi RS6, I don't know, man. Like, you gotta be, okay, first of all, you only really like the Audi RS6 if you are a car person, not someone that only plays top drives, but if you are an actual car person. The Audi RS6 Avant C5 in real life is a ridiculous car. Like, I freaking love it in real life. It's so cool. In top drives, it's kind of useless, though. And I feel like if you are, like, the regular 12-year-old person that says that he likes cars, you know, the one that has the Lamborghini Sesto Elemento or the Lamborghini Veneno as his desktop profile picture, background profile picture, you probably wouldn't know anything about the RS6 Avant anyway. So I just feel like, you know, if you really wanted to entice the new players with a challenge like this, what they could have done, like, at least was to make the prize like an Audi R8, because an Audi R8 is like flashy enough where a new player that doesn't know anything about the game would think, wow, that's a really good prize, but it would also be stingy enough where Hutch is not actually giving away a good car to a bunch of people because the Audi R8 is fucking shit. So like, I just feel like that would have been a better car over the RS6. Again, this is only from a standpoint of a bunch of new players are coming into the game. I think that the BMW Series 1 and the Honda Civic Type R are all right cars to give out. There could be better options for the Series M. So at the end of the day, I think the only car that really is a true prize for the new players would be the Honda Civic Type R. That is a cool car. I think a lot of people would like that. It's a great photo. But the others, like the Volvo and the BMW, it's a bit more subjective. Anyway, how am I ranking these? Obviously, I'm ranking the pack, and it's not really a big pack, so we're not going to talk about it too much, or for too long at least. The 1 Series is pretty decent. I mean, it is an X Epic, and you get it to like 4.094 or 4.194, something like that. It's pretty strong. I haven't maxed out, and the MRA is really good too. But the thing about the 1 Series M Coupe that you need to realize is that it has no top speed. The Civic Type R is probably one of the best Japanese cars in the entire game. Not only just one of the best Japanese ultra rares, but one of the best Japanese cars. Not in terms of, you know, just base stats. It's just in terms of versatility, the amount of tags that it provides and how it excels in its category and its niches. It's just really, really strong. So yeah, in my opinion, the Civic Type R is Der Kaiser. 1 Series is daily driver because I still think it's a decent car. It has, you know, good handling, or at least decent handling, good MRA, but there are parts where, you know, that brings the car down, like the fact that it has MRA but no top speed. The Volvo V90 T6, I'm actually going to bring it up to daily driver. Actually, it's 4-wheel drive, medium ground clearance, and it has 89 handling, which is actually really, really impressive for RQ54. At a time, I think it was RQ52. It was even better then, but anyway, both are really good. The RS6, like I said, I've said this many times, but you know, a low RQ Epic isn't going to get you far. By the way, cheers, I'm drinking some milk right now. And I feel like I'm not really done talking about the first part of the video, but the first part of the video when I just talk about like how I feel like the collaboration could have been a little bit better, let me know how you feel about the entire situation down in the comments below. Again, this isn't really like a roast. It's definitely not a rant video. If anything, I'm happy that Hutch is trying, but I'm also disappointed that they didn't try hard enough. You know what I mean? It's like I don't know what's an analogy that I would give, like a boxer maybe that tried hard enough to get into like the pro, like MMA, I guess, or whatever, like someone that was good enough to get into pro boxing and he got a good paycheck, but you know that he's better and you know he could be like the next Mike Tyson or something like that, but instead of putting in the extra miles, he just decided, you know what, this paycheck is good enough, I'm already a pro boxer, I don't mind having like a, you know, like a win-loss ratio of like, you know, 3 wins every 1 loss or something. I don't know, but you know, that's what I'm trying to say. You know, I just feel like if everything that we've seen, the challenges and the marketing and the promotion, is all that we're getting with this Carwow and Top Drive's collaboration, I just feel like it's a bit of a missed opportunity, and I feel like they could have done more. But anyway, back to the pack. The Audi A3 Sportback is hot garbage. I think the biggest issue about the Audi is the Cadillac ELR, which is an RQ43 Super Rare, is still a better car than the Sportback almost everywhere, which is really freaking sad, not gonna lie. So yeah, it's just hot garbage. And when it comes to front wheel drive ultra meta, like it's honestly still like the what is it? The Acura is still the better option. So yeah, the Audi A3 ain't that fancy. Bentley Flying Spur, it's like a frequent provider, like a very low frequent provider, high pernicious ulcer in my opinion. It's 4-wheel drive, it's saloon, 5-seaters, medium ground clearance, and it's got a relatively decent 0 to 60 for, you know, that niche. Handling could be a little bit better, but again, the only reason why I'm not putting it in a pernicious ulcer is because it's the best of its niche in its category, in its rank, ultra rare, right? There are a bunch of, you know, saloon Bentleys, and some of them with 4-wheel, actually not a lot of them are 4-wheel drives, most of them are rear-wheel drive, but you know, most of them are pretty crap besides, you know, the best of the best. So the Flying Spur is the best in class for the ultra rare. It doesn't mean it's fantastic, but it definitely doesn't mean it's not the worst, so I'm giving it frequent provider. Next up is the BMW 330e. Again, rear-wheel drive center tires is just immediate, like an immediate handicap, like it just isn't strong. That being said though, it actually is a okay car, like it's medium ground clearance and AZ5 handling. The 0 to 60 is like it's not good, but like it's not horrendous. It's not useless, but it definitely is bad in my opinion. I barely use it. Next up is the BMW 420i X-Drive, and that's gonna be Der Kaiser. Without a doubt, it is amazing. The X1 is okay. I'm gonna give it like frequent provider. I do have the times with the X1 because I was interested to see like how these metas always go for, how these off-road metas always turn out. So if I show you right now, it's gonna be this one right here, as you can see. Oh, so first of all, I guess I'll show you like the RQ56s that I compared, mainly the Velar and the X5. The X5 is just a better car. For a hill climb, 0 to 100, 1 mile, it's just a better car, and that's simply because it has a lower 0 to 60, 5.477 compared to 5.7 AT. AT isn't even that good because when it comes to the twisty things, the Land Rover Velar isn't even the best. You want to go with the Murano because the Murano handles better at 83. But if we move on to the 61s and above, and I'll show you the times over here. As you can see, the BMW X1 isn't too bad. It's the best car for the slalom and the G-Force, mainly because I think it's light, but the Cayenne is still really competitive as well, and the iX X-Drive takes it in the fast. So I think that yeah, the X1 is okay. The X5 is also okay. It's like a German dragster, if I dare say that. The X5 4.4i, however, is a little bit off the mark. The handling is a little bit too bad. 0 to 60 is a little bit too bad. Everything about it is just a little bit too bad, which makes it very bad when you add it all together. So it's hot garbage. The F-Type Coupe is another interesting one. I don't think I made a comparison for that one though, but I do remember much about the F-Type Coupe. The F-Type Coupe basically 90 handling, and you know, MRI is alright. Top speed could be a little bit better. 0 to 60 is kind of meh. It's a little bit of a hybrid, and it's a bit of a pernicious. I would say high pernicious ulcer, low frequent provider. I don't get a lot of views about the F-Type, but I feel like this is the most, I guess, hot topic, I guess, decision. So let me know down in the comments below what you think of the Jaguar F-Type Coupe. For me, yeah. Alright, SL55 AMG. I mean, I'm gonna give it frequent provider. It's got good MRA, handling is decent. It basically is like a boosted version of the F-Type Coupe, but almost better in every way. MRA is still strong, 0 to 60 is just a little bit lower. Handling about the same. The thing about the SL55 AMG is it kind of knows what it's doing. When I saw this car, I knew immediately, oh, it's probably gonna be good for the fast circuit, and it is, because when you compare it to other 55s, the Jaguar and the Astons and the Porsches, it definitely does do what I think it would have done. Now I want to say though that the Jaguar XKR used to be really decent. It was like the RQ60 at one point, and like the MRA was great. It still is though, 88 MRA. But it really is sad to see that not only is it the worst car for all the twisty sections, but it's also in the shadow of the SL55. It's only when we get to the really long drags, like the 1 mile, the 150, the 170, where you'll see the MRA really kick in. But before that, quarter mile, half mile, 100, 120, hill climb, the SL55 is still the better car. So I think that's pretty alright. Velar is a pernicious ulcer. It just seems to be like, you know, not fast enough, but it's not good enough in handling. And then we move on to the epics. So we'll start with the worst of the worst first. The Touareg is garbage. The Porsche 911 Carrera 4 is a pernicious ulcer. Like, these two cars I would probably never ever touch. Moving on from that, I want to talk about these BMWs over here. And I think every single one of them is just kind of just mid. Like, I don't think that these are terrible cars per se. I kind of look at them kind of like the legendary McLarens. Like, they kind of just... they walk the walk and they talk the talk. Like, I don't think that their RQs are, you know, overinflated, and I don't think their stats are that impressive. They're just very RQ67, RQ69. Like, the M6, you know, there's some good things about it, like the MRA, 86 handling is okay. M2, same thing, handling is alright. M4 is very, like, decent. Like, the 0 to 60 is low. Handling is, it could be better though. MRA is relatively decent. The M240i, medium ground clearance, and has a low 0 to 60. 4, you know, it's ground clearance. So, I think they're all mid cars. Like, I don't think they're horrible, but I don't think they're great. So I'm going to put them all on frequent provider. Next up is the Focus RS. I'm going to get that a daily driver. It's not the level of the Volvo. I do believe that the Volvo is the better estate. That being said, I think, if I remember off memory, I might be wrong, but I do know that the Focus RS is pretty decent. Handling is okay. 0 to 60 is very low, but the MRA is really bad. There's one thing to consider. It's also 4-wheel drive, which makes it pretty versatile as well. Next up is the M2 Competition Saloon, and that is going to be... where did it go? It disappeared. Oh no, definitely hot garbage. I'm gonna give it daily driver. It's really strong though, but it's just like in the shadow of the GTA, and the GTA, you know, obviously is also a saloon, right? So that's another thing to consider. The GTA is just slightly better. The handle just about the same. The 0 to 60 is very similar, but the Alfa Romeo GTA is just a better car. I'll give the empty competition saloon the daily driver status though. It is really strong. Next up is the Aventador S. The Aventador S, yeah, you can't really go wrong with that. I mean, that's a really good like legendary. I'm not even like I'm being completely unbiased here, but like the Aventadors are the better legendaries. You don't want the Murciélagos, you don't want the Gallardos. The Huracans are hit or miss, but the Aventadors generally are pretty good. So the Aventador, Aventador S, SV, they're all generally pretty good cars, so I would give it to Kaiser. The AMG GLE and the X5, now these are two pretty interesting ones. The daily driver for the X5 for sure, but I'll probably go frequent provider on the GLE, mainly because the handling is just a little bit too sad. And last but not least is the 911 GTS 992. Now, I have times for these, or at least I tried to get times for those, but there aren't a lot, as you can see over here. Yeah, we know it's the best in the karting. It's not good in the slalom, and it's not good in the half mile. It's got no MRA. Really, what I want to see is how it performs in these other sections, but I don't own this car to really know how it fares. But, you know, base stats, pretty good. 3093 compared to the Viper's 3393, and the SLS's 3393 as well. So I would say that the Porsche would be pretty good here. I will be honest though, the slalom time is actually very, very sad. 29.85, almost sus if you would keep it that way. But yeah, anyway, the Porsche I think is actually not bad. And yeah, I already racked it. I'll give it a daily driver. But anyway, guys, it's a pretty small pack. Like, it's pretty mid. I don't think that there are a lot of cars that are truly terrible, but I don't think there are a lot of cars that are truly very useful as well. It's just okay, and that's completely fine. I think the main issue I have with this entire thing is not the pack itself, but how I feel like this collaboration could have been so much more. I love the game, and I just want a lot of people to play it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm really invested in this, so I just hope that they will do another collaboration like this in the future, but maybe do a little better at marketing it. But, you know, we'll see what happens from here. But anyway, I hope you guys have a great day. Stay safe, wash your hands, and blossom. Peace.
Bro, this song just makes me so happy.
Me too.
Imagine being Asian in the 50s, looking nifty, leather jacket, looking sleek, look like Presley, look so deadly. Got a jukebox back at home, feeling jazzy, turn it on and play it slow, like the movie movies with the ladies.
They so fine.
Imagine being Asian in the 50s, looking nifty, leather jacket looking sleek, look like Presley, look so deadly. Got a
so
jukebox back at home, feeling jazzy, turn it on and play it slow, like the movies with the ladies.
They so fine.
Sit back, relax in my Bonneville,
Pontiac.
hold tight all night, cruise to Jacksonville,
Atlantic.
blonde hair,